2. We're going to review the unit number 9, the vocabulary, before we continue completing the next pages, because we need to use this vocabulary. We need to remember the vocabulary to complete the next pages, and also the synonyms and the antonyms, remember. We are unit number 9, the king who hated cheese. If you remember yesterday, we listen to this story. We'll click here and listen to the story, the king who hated cheese. And we find out some vocabulary, some words on the word search here, and we find out the meaning of these words. What is convict, for example, remember that we discussed it is to prove or just to be guilty someone. So we have the synonyms and antonyms. In the next pages, we're going to use the synonyms and antonyms. So remember that these synonyms and antonyms, they're in page 90. So we have convict, it's to condemn, to sentence someone. It is a prisoner, because it can be a person that is a prisoner or a criminal. The antonym, that is the contrary, is to acquit, free, and release. Discipline, that is another word that we talk about. Remember, it's to have to be evidence, to be evidence to someone else. It can be, for example, someone that works for somebody else. It has to have discipline to make evidence. Drill instructors insist on the strict military disciplines. So we have direction as a synonyms, drill, practice, correct, penalize, but antonyms we had confusion, disorder, rebellion, and to forgive. Dungeon, do you remember what is dungeon, class? Do you remember this meaning of dungeon?
A dark.
Yeah, it's a dark room. Remember that this is like to be in a jail. The jail, but in the difference is that this is underground. That's right. That is in Spanish. It's underground. This prison, the jail, it's underground. So that is different for that reason. This dungeon, this word we can find it in fairy tales, because when you talk about princess, king, or queen, that someone put the king or the princess in the dungeon. So this word it's most used in jail, dungeon. Also, earnest, remember the earnest is an adjective that says it is somewhat serious, it is some land, important, grave. And Anthony, it's insincere, trivial, frivolous, and foolish. Enclosed, remember enclosed is like to put something in a cage. It was enclosed. The princess can be enclosed in the dungeon to be surrounded on every side. So it's in a cage, it's covered, it's a circle. An antonym is to be free. It's enclosed, it's an antonym to be free, to be omit, exclude. Also, we have the words here, number 6, that it's cradle. Remember, cradle is when you are doing something, you're working on something step by step. It's gradually, it's not all the things at the same time. So it is something that can be slow. Moderate, it's antonym for sudden and abrupt. Crumble, remember crumble, it's to be complaining, but you don't make too much noise. It's not loudly. So you're muttering. Imagine if you're in a line in the supermarket, it's too crowded with a lot of people. You might crumble because you are waiting like 2-3 hours in the line. So some people can crumble there. We have jagged. This is to be with a road or sharp edge, irregular or hatch. Remember, I told you the example with the of the glass, that if it is broken, it can have the shape, it can be jagged. If serrated, uneven, the antony is something that it's smooth, even, irregular. Nourish, look at this animals, they are nourishing. It's like to feed, to give food, to eat, eating. So it's to nurture, raise, and antony, it's to start. It's the contrary. Provision, it's an arrangement, it's preparations, requirements to furnish stuff. That's right, provision. When you go to the supermarket, you can buy some provision. If you are going to travel to another place and you say to your neighbor to keep your dog, you have to leave provisions for your dog also, some food, some maybe some clothes for that. So you leave provisions. Treaty, what is treaty, class? Remember, treaty, it's an agreement. It's an agreement that you need to to achieve. You have to accomplish this. It can be made by 2 people, by countries. So it's a pact, it's a settlement, it's to be in accord. And uneasy, the last word, uneasy, remember, it's a feeling. When you are feeling worried, if you're making, solving some math operations or doing a test, and you are uneasy, you are anxious, you're nervous, because maybe you don't remember the answer. So that is to be anxious, nervous. The contrary of the antony is to be relaxed or calm, because you know the answer. Okay, let's go now. Yesterday we worked on this page 92. Let's work now. This is the review of the words. We have convict, the pictures of Ernest, Rumble. Khaled, your microphone, please. No, you don't have to copy this. Just the review of the word. Look at here. We have some pictures about this discipline. Close. Jack. Treaty. Any question about these words? Dungeon. Remember here, this is an example here, the picture. This is just a... You don't want to be in a dungeon?
No.
No, right?
Muy oscuro.
Too dark. Nourished. It is nourished. And uneasy. This girl is nervous. It's uneasy. Okay, let's complete page 93. Everybody open the book, page 93. We have to use synonyms and antonyms. Remember that these synonyms and antonyms, we can take a look in page 90. We have them, so we can use them. We can go back and look for synonyms and antonyms. We're going to use synonyms for the word that it's on bold. So here it says a solemn apology. So we have to choose if it is Cradle, Jack, Uneasy, or Ernest for this number 1. So who knows the answer? Remember, synonym, it's the same. It means the same. It's similar. Lucia, you know the answer. You raise your hand, Lucia.
I am not sure.
You're not sure? Okay, don't worry. Try your best.
But Ernest.
It's Ernest. That's right. I'm going to put a heart here. Ernest. So you can circle and you can write it on the line, on the space. Ernest, it's number 1. It's a solemn apology. What about number 2, class? Alone in the damp keep. Which word is a synonym for keep?
Provision.
No provision. This person is alone in a place that it might be dark. You might not have water. You cannot have
Dungeon.
in a dungeon. That's right. So it's letter C. What about what about number 3? Sign the pact for increased trading. It's a pact. You are making an agreement with someone. It's treaty. That's right. You are making a treaty. Treaty. That's number 3. What about number 4? Complain about the weather. You're complaining.
Nourish.
Nourish is to give food to feed. No. Grumble. That's right. Excellent. Letter A. Grumble means to complain also. It's a synonym. What about number 5? Confine the dogs in the jar. It's like a putting in the house, the dog house, or in a cage. No, confine the dogs in the jar. You're going to close.
Discipline.
Close them. You are going to confine them, enclose them, maybe in the dog's house, or it can be in a box, in a big box. It depends of the dog that you have. Now, number 6, a condition of the contract.
Provision.
Provision, yes, provision, a provision of the contract. Now, you can write also the answer on the spaces. The spaces are just to circle. It's okay. Antonyms. Remember, antonyms is the contrary. It's the contrary. It's not the same. It's the contrary. Again, we're going to find the antonym for the word that it's on boldface. For example, number 1, the even peaks of the mountain range. What is the word that means the contrary of even?
Easy.
No. Letter B, that's right, letter B. Remember the Jack? It is, what was Jack, class? even. It's the contrary. We can say uneven is the same of Jack, but even is the contrary. The peaks of the Monterey, it means that they don't have a good shape. It's Jack. It has an irregular shape. Remember the example of the glass that it was broken? It has a Jack shape. Number 2, came to a sudden stop. What is the antonym, the contrary for sudden?
Uneasy.
No, sudden means that you're going to do it once in a time. Gradual, that's right. It means that you're going to do it. The contrary is not going to be suddenly, it's going to be step by step, gradual. Number 3, everybody working the book.
Disciplined.
Work in the book, Mia, Marcelo, are you working on your book? Joshua, Santiago Hernandez, Alberto, are you working? Yes, number 3, you say letter A, Nourish, neglected the growing plant.
Disciplined.
Es que yo estoy trabajando por el...
No, it's nourished.
Nourished, that's right. If you look at page number 90, 91, you're going to find the nourished. It's the antonym for neglected, the growing plants. So it means that if you are nourished the growing plants, you are giving food, like you are putting water on the plants. But if you're neglecting, it means that you're not doing it. You're doing the contrary. You're forgetting them. Okay, number 4, free the defendant.
The C.
Convicted.
Convicted. That's right, Marcelo. Great, convicted. And number 5, give us a relaxed smile. Relaxed smile.
Discipline.
Uneasy, that's right, uneasy. It's the contrary. If you're anxious, it's the contrary of being relaxed. And uneasy means to be anxious. And number 6 of this page, the last one, is disorder in the classroom. Yeah, there you have the answer, discipline. That's right. You can write it down, you can circle, yes. You have the answer there. Okay, check your answers,
Is all correct.
All correct.
Yeah.
I finished.
You finished?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's go work in next page. Page 94. Okay, I'm going to wait for you, Santiago Chavez. But if you finish, go to next page fast. Start reading by yourself and try to complete it. Then I'm going to change the slide. 'Ana, did you finish? Andrea? Yes. In page 94, the next page, you have to complete the sentence. You have to use the words there that you have, the vocabulary that it's the same that you have here: earnest, dungeon, treaty, grumble, close, provision, according to the sentence. So we need to read the sentence to match the best answer in each of them. Ten seconds to finish this page. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I finished.
1. Okay, thank you, Santiago Chavez. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next slide. So we have page 94. I was telling you that you need to complete according to the sentence, the answers. So we have convict, earnest, crumble, provision, discipline, close, jack, treaty, dungeon, cradle, nourish, and uneasy. Okay, number 1, Isabella, help me to read sentence number 1, please. A fitting nickname.
A frontier town was a raw and often lawless place. There was such a lack of order and that the frontier became known as the Wild West.
What do you think is the word that match here? It was a mess. It says there was such a lack of order, and what was missing besides order?
Grumble? No, you said it's a mess?
Some mess, it was in a disorder. So
Yes, I think discipline.
discipline, that's right, it was missing discipline. It was a lot of disorder, so it was missing discipline also. So let's write this. Okay, number 2, Rebecca. Read number 2, Rebecca.
When people were accused of committing crimes, Fuller Town did not away. Rather, we jumped and jury, hanging months or companies out for revenge offense. People on the spot.
Yes. What do you think is the answer?
I think I'm not sure, but I think one is convict.
Yes, convicted. We're going to write convicted. Excellent. So it says when people were accused of committing crimes, yes, they were considered convicted. So with ED at the end, let's write it down. Lucia, number 3, Lucia. You're muted. Lucia Alvarenga? No? Okay, let's see. Number 3, it says, in an attempt to bring some order to life, many towns enacted that require people to leave their weapons with their sheriff when they came to town. What do you think is the answer of number 3? They need to have different themes. For these people having some weapons, it might be some of their provisions. So let's write it down, provisions here. Connected provisions. Number 3, number 4, it says, there were complaints, but the system led to and people still couldn't feel sure that they were safe. What do you think is the answer for the next one, right? They feel anxious. What is the word that means like anxious? To be anxious.
Wow.
No. To be anxious. Not relaxed. It's the contrary of being relaxed, that word. Oh.
Uneasy.
Uneasy, that's right. So let's write it down, uneasy in that space. So led to an uneasy peace people who still couldn't feel sure that they were safe. They are not sure if they're safe, so obviously they are going to feel uneasy. Then it says, law and order didn't come overnight, but settlers did see a improvement in the law enforcement. It's an improvement, it's a step by step. Which word means a step by step?
Gradual.
Gradual, that's right. So let's write it down, gradual there. You can cross it out so you know that we already used that word and we don't use one more time. So it was a gradual improvement in the law enforcement. Now, the second part, it says tears without tears. If you accidentally tear a dollar bill in half, your first reaction might be what? To or cry, but all is not a last. What is your reaction? It says you can cry or you can be angry. Which of these words might be like to be angry? Annoyed. If you put the dollar bill in half, so if you cut it, you're going to grumble. Excellent, excellent, Gabriela. So it's crumble. Let's write it down, crumble in the space. You can crumble or you can cry, it says. But it's not last. Don't bother trying to put the edges of the bill back together. So it's going to try to pull back the bill. It's not in a good shape. Now, what is the word that it means that it doesn't have a shape?
Trajectory.
No, tree. It's jacked. Jacked. So let's write it down here. And just the pieces in an envelope and take them to a bank. A teller will give you a new bill in exchange for the turn one. If you're going to put it like in a box, you're going to put it what?
Close.
Enclose, that's right. You're going to enclose it. So you enclose, you put together all the pieces. So you enclose, just enclose the pieces in an envelope. So you enclose something. Now, the Middle Ages, it says the Middle Ages in the period of European history from about 500 before Christ, after Christ to about 1500. Many of the castles have underground for holding prisoners.
Dungeon.
Dungeon, excellent. That is the word, dungeon. So let's write it down, dungeon here. To have the prisoners, excellent. Then it says, many wars were fought during the Middle Ages. When the wars ended, agreements outlining new boundaries were made. This marked the beginning of making what? They were making agreements. No, they were making treaty. Remember, is treaty is to make agreement. So they were making. There was the beginning of the treaty. Marked the beginning. They have some agreements. Yes, it says here agreement. So it means that it was a treaty. So we just have two words, that is earnest and nourish. Let's see what is that word here. During the Middle Ages, smoke or dry meats and pickled fruits and vegetables, people. What is that? There's food. Nourished. Because we're talking about food. When we talk about food, we use this word because it's like eating. It's a synonym of eating, of giving food to somebody. So nourish people with fruits and vegetables. So it means the last word is the peasants made an earnest. That's right. Earnest effort, something. In the word, old word now. Okay. That is the answer. Let me know if you're finished.
I finished.
Finished?
I finished, Miss.
Finished. Let's go to the next page. We have one more page to work, class. So you start reading the next page that it says suffixes. We talk about suffixes in phonics. So let's work on suffixes here and spelling suffixes. Page 95. If you finish, go to page 95. I'm going to wait 1 minute for your classmates to finish this page.
Pero si está fácil. Chay. Está fácil.
Easy? Easy, page 95?
Ya. No tuve que ni leerlo. Creo que sí.
Who is missing? Who is missing this page? Santiago Chavez, did you finish, Santiago? Yes, okay. Kiara Alberto, did you finish, Ana? Yes. Camila? Dani?
Yes, Miss, I finished.
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Here we have, okay, that I was telling you the suffixes. Remember that we have different suffixes like ion, sion, okay, sion, en. Remember the suffix it is attached at the end of the base word. The base word that it can be, for example, tense plus the suffix tension. We have a new word and it have a new meanings. It says means the state of being tense. Okay, so divide plus sion, division, means the result of dividing. Explore plus sion, exploration, means the act of exploring. So we're going to write the suffix that is missing on the base word. I already have the meaning. So for example, number 1, correct plus equal correction, it means the result of correcting. What is the suffix that is missing here, class?
Corrected.
Okay, the suffix, just the suffix. Give me the letters that it's here, that we need to write it down. Incorrect. Plus,
CT.
ion. Correct. Plus ion. Correction. We have the suffix ion. We have to use that to create correction. It means a result of correcting. Now, the word it means having luck. Number 2, we have lucky. We have the suffix, but it's missing the base word. What is the base word that is missing to have lucky?
Luck.
Luck. Excellent. Luck plus E, we have lucky. The same we're going to do number 3, right? Pollute plus ion, we have the result being polluted.
Pollution.
Pollution. Excellent. Pollution. That is the new word that we create by using the base word plus the suffix. Now we have sweet plus, we don't know the suffix, but we have sweeten. What is the suffix in sweeten? And that's right. And sweeten. And we have the word definition and the suffix tion. So what is the base word?
Definition.
No, define plus tion, definition. Definition. It's a statement of the exact meaning of the word. It's the exact meaning of the word. Now, in the second part, we need to complete each sentence with a word that contains a suffix on. Okay, the suffixes that we have here. And choose from the words above. So let's try to work in number 6 together. The wall marks the between the kitchen and the dining room. So we need to use, it says choose from the words above. So we're going to use these words that we have here above. These words that we use here, that we have in this part, I'm going to point it. From these words that we create, or also this word, we're going to use to here to complete. So it says the wall marks the between the kitchen and the dining room. What we can use to express that there is a attention, there is a division between the room and the kitchen and the dining room, or exploration. The wall, you use walls to make a division. So let's write it down, division. Division, that's right, to division. The wall that you have marks the division between the kitchen and the dining room. Number 7, and a spoonful or sugar will iced tea. How is going to be if you put sugar in the iced tea?
Explore.
Or it going to, how is going to taste? How is going to taste?
Sweet.
Sweet, that's right. So let's write it down. Will sweeten the tea, the iced tea. Number 8, we are that the editor saw the mistake and had time to make the, so we have 2 words to write that. For example, when you are going to make something and you are nervous and you say, good luck.
Tension.
So we are lucky. That's right. We're lucky. So we already find the first word. We're lucky that the editor will save the mistake. And to make what? If with something was incorrect, it's going to make what? Corrections. That's right. It's going to correction. The correction. Make the correction. And number 9, just to finish for today, I hope the town will the laws against in our lakes industry. Pollution, that's right, against pollution here, pollution, but the first word is missing.
Define. Definition.
We're going to make something like a strong. Yes, here we have means to make it strong. I hope the town will exploration.
Definition
And pollution.
and strength. We is so easy this.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's finish here. By today, we are going to finish here. Just show me your book before you disconnect. Remember, in spelling, you have one homework. It's completed. You need to complete an psychology assessment, 5 questions. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. See you next class. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.